Hey guys, British Pro Gaming here, coming at you with another video, and we're back with Doki Literature Club. Let's load up the game. Let's go back to where we were. You can use the skip button to fast forward through the text you've already read. Hi again, Aaron. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Okay, I don't know whether I should keep trying to do voices. The voice, honestly. If you haven't seen the last video, go watch it because the voices are the most cringe thing in the world. And this episode ain't going to be any better at all. I'm debating whether or not to do them. So I can't do voices to save my life. I know people who can, who are very, very good at voices. But I'm not one of them. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I'm keeping my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Aaron. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you're planning just to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Hear the end of it, stupid Natsuki. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Ow! Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys! Aaron always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Yeah, because you're incapable of doing anything. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Nice one. That would so be me. Is that so? You two really are. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Aaron can be good friends too. What? Friends? Who said friends? No friends. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Nice one. Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Huh? Me? Brought me something? Not really. Oh, okay. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Yeah? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Shocker. You never think. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, what is it? Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. A book? I didn't want you to feel left out. Oh, that's nice though. Depends on what kind of book. If it's like a really, really long one like Harry Potter or something, no thanks. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. Ah, that's nice. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. I'm liking this, liking where it's going. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. What book is it? You can show me? Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is always buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet, trying to find a manga probably. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse at the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Damn it. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. Oh no, it's so awkward. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. What was that? That wasn't her voice. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. Oh, she actually bought me the book! I thought she was just going to give me the one that she had or something. No, she actually went and bought me a book. Damn. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. As you do, yeah. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Let it go! I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? I was gonna say, it sounds like a decent book. You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Aaron? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forget that Yuri is into these things. Yeah, she's like slightly darker side, isn't she? She's like into the weirder stuff. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange, new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. Jesus Christ, I'm rambling, aren't I? Yeah, a little bit. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologise. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's all right then. Yeah, I'm one of these people who apologises a lot. Anyone from high school knows that. I guess it's all right then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. What do you mean, strange? I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Yeah, least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Yeah, you have kind of like come into their club, so you can't really start judging them and stuff. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to yours. Whoa. Yeah. Are you sure? You don't seem too sure. That face is not a face of someone who's sure. You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Oh, these devilish looks clearly will distract you a lot. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realise that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead? You got the book in front of you! Read from your own book! Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really do apologise a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Oh my god! It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the pages. Here. Oh my god! Where'd the big table? I thought they said they had a big table. Did they get rid of that? Like, that day? Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Like, from that picture, it looks like I'm sort of holding the book like this, and then she's got the book like right in front of her like that. So I'm having to like read like that. That doesn't look comfortable at all. Yuri takes her left arm and yeah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It would, wouldn't it? It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face as she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page? Jesus, you're a fast reader. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yeah, when I was in high school and we had to like do the reading thing where you'd like read the book with the person or something, and you had to do it on your own, like quietly sort of thing, but you'd read the same book with two people or something. I'd always just there pretend like I was reading, and then I'd sort of like look over at them out the corner of my eye. And whenever it looked like they were done, I'd just turn the page as if I was done. I never actually read any books in that class. I just pretended to read. Like, even if it was just private reading, I'd just pretend to read and then just flip the pages every now and again so it doesn't look too suspicious. I didn't like reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Bit weird. It's turning a page of a book. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. It's just turning a page. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Oh, we're not reading anymore. Apparently. You remain silent for a moment. But Aaron, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, no. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were so self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. That's kind of how I imagined it, just like terrified scream, rather than just an exclamation mark. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spurred from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri released her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess you don't have too much. I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I've left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Okay, who should I show my poem to first? I feel like I show my poem to Yuri first, since it's kind of more towards what she likes. Let's go with that. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. I'm a wizard, clearly. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognise in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once she finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. She's bare weird! Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Ugh, so much reading. Which is funny because it's a literature club. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine, chill out. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologising to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? It is indeed. Click outside. Poem area to continue. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate breath. The amber what? What? The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. What the heck is that? I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I mean, I couldn't read it, but that's because it's so fancy. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Now I have a feeling that it wasn't really about ghosts. Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. I'm a genius! I don't know what it's about, but I know it's not about ghosts. Because that's usually how it goes. Really? I must totally have missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn than putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm glad to keep doing my best for you, Aaron. No, I'm going to keep doing my best for you. Me too. Who should I show it to next? Monica. Hi, Aaron. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Yeah, that's probably the best thing. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. What is she doing that weird stance for? What is she doing? Don't worry, Aaron. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Aaron. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. Jesus! It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyse all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. It's still a bit weird, isn't it, really? That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of style, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. You're funny. See, Anyway, do you want me to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, that's on a scroll bar. Jesus, this is a fancy piece of paper. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction... The spackle? The spackle? The spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbour? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realise now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. That's cool, I like that one. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between the words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put this. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Oh, I get a writing tip? That's pretty cool. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect... oh my god, I can't do voices. Then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same point, in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. That's not a TV show, is it? Who should I show it to next? Sayori. Because Sayori's my friend. Now, okay, I can't remember the voice for Natsuki and Sayori because they're very, very similar. Oh my god, honestly, it's Yuri's voice. Yuri's voice, it's not horrible to do, but it just feels weird. I don't know. This is a good poem, Aaron. No, that wasn't it. What is my voice for Sayori? Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it's impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. I can't read! I can't read while doing voices, alright? It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Aaron. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Who said I was selfish? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure that you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of saying thank you. No, that'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now I read my poem, right, too? Right? God damn it! What is wrong with me? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Oh, this is very long. Dear Sunshine. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. What? Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I won't pray for Yes! Yes, Sayori! Oh, that is the best. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No? It's just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Cool. Okay. Natsuki. I know the kind of voice I want to give her, I just can't do that voice. I can't do the voice I want to give to her. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a bit blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass on that one, thanks. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. I like this poem already, it's short. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Decent, love that poem. Best poem of the year. Where's the trophy? I don't have a trophy to give you. I apologise. No, you can't have my phone. You have my keys. There you go. No, you can't have my keys. My keys. Yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks writing has to be all sophisticated stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helped bring up the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into that than I realised. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect... You didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Fair enough. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a bit more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with the language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Aaron did too. So based on that, I gladly gave you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across some particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Aaron likes my poem too, you know. Don't bring me into this! I don't want to be dragged into this! He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh! I didn't realise you two were so invested in trying to impress on... I didn't realise you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Huh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Aaron appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. I didn't get any advice from her. That's probably why. How do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Because I didn't get any from you. And are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Yeah. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as I started showing off. Jeez. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! How do I do two voices at once? I don't like fighting, guys! Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Aaron, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true! She started it! God, you 5. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the problem making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Aaron. But wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Aaron? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? Not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... See, I kind of want to go with Yuri because she's open to like different kinds and she wasn't really being horrible. Natsuki's just being horrible. I don't really want to drag Sayori into this because they dragged me into it, so I'm not going to drag someone else into it. So I'm going to go with Yuri. Natsuki. You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri won't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Huh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding me? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologised. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped. At this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hand and throws it in the trash. Natsuki! She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent seat. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. Jesus, jump into conclusions much? No, Yuri, how could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handle it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Aaron. You're too kind. Oh, thank you. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, huh? What thing? Dude, come on. Like, no, you're supposed to just agree and just brush it off sort of thing. Not like that, though. Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing your poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Aaron, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. No! And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kind of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Aaron, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go! Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say that I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Huh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki, does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. So you don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Aaron, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think that everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun! It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Pat, pat! What? Why does that hide that? I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. Let's actually let's write a poem again. Okay. My voice is killing me right now. Oh my god. Bubbles. Disown. Agonizing. Incongruent. Analysis. Cage. Frightening. It's going well. Let's go daydream. Yeah. Let's keep Sayori in the loop. Natsuki, I feel kind of sorry for her, but I kind of don't at the same time. Inferno. Intellectual. Desire. Kitty. Doki, yeah. Disoriented. Unrequited. Marshmallow. Philosophy. Insight. Shame. Awesome! And lipstick. Sure. Try to keep everyone in the loop, but sort of like favour one person. Okay, let's do a quick save. A real quick save-a-do. Then, no, not that one. No, let's not go back there, and then main menu. Yes, I've already saved my progress. Don't worry, game. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Okay? Chill. Okay, well that day was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I've been recording for 45 minutes. But yeah, if you like this video, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the voices as well. I feel like I'm getting there slowly but surely. I think I have Yuri's down. And maybe Natsuki's. I don't have a voice for Monica at all yet, and Sayori is sort of just like a mix of everyone's. But yeah, let me know what you think about the video in general, and any feedback you have would be very much appreciated. If you have any other games that you want me to play, also let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. See ya.